Overthinking is a common part of everyday life. No one is immune to overthinking, worrying about risks, or simply fearing failure. There's nothing wrong with always wanting to do things well and achieve your goals. In fact, deep down, that's what everyone truly wants. However, overthinking can quickly become a bad habit, leading to self-destruction. It's a simplification, but you get the idea. Indeed, certain thoughts will only bring you doubt and anxiety. Besides making you doubt yourself, these destructive thoughts will prevent you from taking action, always for fear of failing. So start adopting the best habits to stop overthinking right now. You'll be more fulfilled in both your professional and personal life.
There are days when we find ourselves living our own lives, like stowaways. We move forward, we respond, we manage, but we no longer truly inhabit our bodies. Everything happens in our heads, as if thought has taken over from a presence we've gradually forgotten. And it's often at this point that the warning signs begin. Tension, shortness of breath, a racing heart, accumulating fatigue, sometimes vague ailments like headaches or a kind of inner disconnection. The body is speaking, but we no longer quite know how to listen. So how do we reconnect with our bodies when we've spent years functioning in mental mode? How do we regain a sense of balance, reduce this inner stress that returns all too quickly, or simply feel something more authentic, closer to ourselves? Returning to the body doesn't require a radical transformation. It's a return to the present, sometimes tiny, but profoundly necessary. And above all, it is a path that can be taken without violence, without performance, without injunction, simply by relearning to feel what lives within.
When the mind takes over and the body disappears from view, we never disconnect from our bodies by choice. No one says to themselves, "I'm going to stop feeling. It'll be quicker." We distance ourselves because we have to cope. Because at a certain point, feeling became too much to bear. Because little by little, the mind took on the burden that the body could no longer carry alone. So the mind took control. It tried to understand, anticipate, and organize everything that was overflowing. And for a while, it did a remarkable job. But the mind isn't designed to replace the body. It isn't made to filter everything, absorb everything, manage everything. Our lifestyle doesn't help. We spend hours sitting, glued to screens, jumping from one call to a message, from one emergency to another. We breathe quickly, we move little, we go from one day to the next without any transition. Our attention is constantly being solicited, but rarely turned inward. In the long run, this overload can lead to a form of exhaustion or burnout. And the faster the brain works, the easier it becomes to disconnect. We think faster than we feel. We function, we keep going. Until the moment the body clearly says, enough.
The body doesn't speak with words. It speaks through sensations, in minute nuances, in messages that repeat until we notice them. It starts gently. Tension in the neck, a catch in the breath, a sudden feeling of heat, a tightness in the stomach, a fatigue unlike any we've experienced before. We rationalize everything. It's stress. I'm not sleeping well. It'll pass. But none of this is insignificant. Then come the emotions, a feeling of being disconnected from ourselves, difficulty experiencing what we truly feel. We believe we lack balance, when what we're really lacking is listening. Finally, behaviors follow. We avoid breaks, we overeat, we control everything, we forget ourselves. Hunger becomes blurred, as does satiety. We live on the periphery. These signals aren't problems to be solved. They are invitations to reconnect with ourselves.
Returning to your body is nothing extraordinary. It's not a performance.
Nor is it a ritual to be perfectly mastered. It's a simple practice, sometimes almost invisible. A slightly slower, more conscious breath, shoulders relaxing when you take the time to feel them, the contact of your feet and legs with the ground, your body's position, observed without trying to correct it. A stretch that restores space where there was none. A minute where you stop to feel something, anything at all, simply by remaining present to the sensation. The body doesn't need grand intentions. It needs regularity, attention, gentleness. Sometimes you think you feel nothing. That's not true. You always feel something. You just have to let the sensation exist before your thoughts take hold of it. And movement helps enormously. Gentle physical activity, walking for a few minutes, breathing deeply, relaxing the neck, feeling the air go in and out. For some, this will involve yoga, meditation, or relaxation time. For others,
Start your day off right. To ward off any negativity, take the time to pamper yourself, to make yourself look and feel your best every morning when you wake up. Get up a little earlier so you have plenty of time and avoid any rushing. If you start the day running around, it's likely to be tiring and stressful. Have a good breakfast and begin your day calmly with a serene mind. If you have children, good luck. You'll be much more productive and efficient, whether at work or with your personal projects.
playing sports is an effective way to avoid stress. Sports aren't just good for your physical health, they're also good for your mental health. When you feel trapped or overwhelmed by doubt and hesitation, head to the gym for some exercise. Physical exertion will allow you to escape by distracting your mind and gaining some perspective. You'll then be calmer and able to take a fresh look at the situation that previously caused you anxiety, even if you're a little sore.
Act more and think less before you act. Of course, you should always think before you act. However, instead of getting lost in your thoughts, take the initiative and get straight to work. This will allow you to avoid wasting time, move forward faster, and escape procrastination. Kareen, a specialist in helping relationships for the past 20 years, can explain this even better. Look at things from a broader perspective to stop overthinking. In every hesitant and anxiety-inducing situation, ask yourself if all the questions you're asking yourself will be useful in the medium and long term. Project yourself into the future and see what your current questions can offer you, if they can be helpful. Learn to master your time. It's important to know how to limit the time you spend making decisions. Indeed, if you take too long to make a choice on a particular subject, you risk sinking into negative and unproductive thoughts. You can give yourself a day to reflect on a situation. Generally, a short hour should be enough to decide on a situation. However, the decision-making time also depends on the complexity of the issue. Choosing whether or not to go to the gym, for example, shouldn't take more than 5 minutes. Of course, the deadlines you set for yourself should present you with challenges. Take breaks from time to time to avoid stressing out. Too many strong emotions, feeling tired and drained. In these situations, a flood of thoughts and worries can easily overwhelm you. To stop stressing out, taking a step back and resting helps enormously. Stubbornly pushing through fatigue will only increase your stress and irritability. A short break allows you to recharge your energy so you can better face your problems. You'll be much more effective with a cool head and a calm mind. Don't hesitate to seek help. If you followed all this advice without success, consider seeking help from a personal development professional. With their skills and expertise in the field, they can assist and guide you so you can stop stressing out.